So guys, this is the CH340 device. Let me show you how it works. Now I connect it using the USART terminal. You can see that it's connected and we are getting no LED on. Now I press a button like we have programmed one. See, the first LED turn on and it shows that the one LED is on. Now I send a 3. It will turn on the third LED and PIC also sends the response that third LED is on for 5 seconds and then it will turn off after 5 seconds. Now let me show you the code that how this works. So here in the code you can see that we are using the UART port because it's a UART device. We initialize the port, then we initialize the 3 LEDs here. Then we go to the forever loop, we read the data in our read buffer. We just created a variable and then we process the data. Like if 1 is received, do this, 2 is received, do this, 3 is received, do this. In this way, this communication is demonstrated and this gives us this simple and easy result. Hello guys, welcome to learning microcontrollers. In this video, I will show you how you can make a full duplex communication in between a PC or a laptop and PIC16F877A microcontroller using USB to TTL device. You can use any USB to TTL device found in the market like CH340, FT232, CP102 or any other device that's available at your place. And whichever device you use, you have to install its driver into your computer yourself, and that's all. So first of all, this is our USB to TTL device I'm going to use. It's a CH340 device and FT232 also have exactly the same pin configuration. So and CP102 also have the same pin configuration. Whichever the USB to TTL device you use, TX, RX and the ground pins are always there. Rest of the power pins may differ. Some USB to TTL device don't have 3.3 volt option. They do have 5 volt option, or some may don't have even power option at all. So that doesn't matter at all. So guys, let me label this device again for you. It's a CH340. So the topmost is a 5 volt. Then we have the VCC pin, 3.3 volt, TX, RX and ground. Now the important thing is TX and RX pin means that it's a UART based device. A USB to TTL device will use a UART protocol, CH340 or FT232. So this pin TX, RX and ground are in every USB to TTL device, whichever you use. Now guys, this is our PIC16F877A microcontroller having 40 pins. It's a DIP version. Now guys, let's connect the USB to TTL device with a PIC. For that, you connect the ground pin directly with the ground of the PIC like this. Now for the RX pin of the USB to TTL device, you will connect it to the TX pin of the PIC, and the TX pin of the PIC is the pin number C6. That is the pin number 25 of the PIC. Now guys, for the TX pin of the USB to TTL device, you will connect it to the RX pin of the PIC, and the RX pin of the PIC is the pin number C7. That is pin number 26 of the PIC. In this way, our USB to TTL device is connected with a PIC. Now guys, for the power pins, since PIC will be powered up in my case with a PIC at 3, and this device will be connected to the computer, it will have 3.3 VCC and 5 volt over here, so you don't have to connect it. If you are using the same configuration, computer will power up the CH340 device once it's plugged in. In case you don't have a PIC at 3 or you don't want to power up the PIC circuit using the external source, then you may use 5 volt from here to here. Like you connect the VCC with the VCC, in that case computer will power up the PIC as well. So in my case, I'm going to use the PIC at 3. So I will not connect the power pin at all. So it depends upon you. If you are using the same configuration, then do not connect the power pin. These pins are enough because computer will power up the CH340 device. Now guys, for the output, I'm going to use 3 LEDs. So this is the LED having one longer pin, one shorter pin. Longer is always the power and shorter is always the ground. And then we will need a 220 ohm resistor to connect it with the PIC. You can use any other value of resistor. It's just a safety resistor. 220 ohm is good enough, so I will use this. Now guys, we will use 3 LEDs. So this is the second LED and this is the third LED. Now guys, I will program the circuit in such a way that once this device is connected into the computer, we send one from the computer's USART terminal or serial terminal. That one will go to the PIC, and PIC will be programmed in such a way that it will turn on the first LED, this one. And then it will also at the same time, PIC will send a feedback that it had turned on the first LED. We will turn on the first LED for 5 seconds and it will keep on displaying on the USART terminal for 5 seconds that the first LED is on. And once we send after 5 seconds, it will turn off the LED and it will keep on, by default, it will keep on displaying that no LED on, no LED on. It will keep on sending that until, and once we send 2 from the computer, the second LED, this LED will turn on. So and once the LED is on, PIC will also send a feedback to the computer that the second LED is on, and at the same time, after 5 seconds, it will turn off this LED, and again it will keep on sending that no LED on. Then once you send a 3 from your computer, the third LED will turn on, and at the same time the PIC will send on the screen computer that USART terminal using this CH340 device that third LED is on, and after 5 seconds the LED turns off and it will keep on sending that no LED on. So this is how I'm going to program it. So let's connect the LEDs as well. So for the LEDs you can use any available digital input output pins of the PIC. So let's connect the first LED. This longer pin of the first LED, that is the power pin, connected to the one end of the 220 ohm resistor like this. Now from the other end of the 220 ohm resistor, you can use any available digital input output pin of the PIC. I'm going to use the pin number D1 like this. Now guys, for the second LED, connect the longer pin, that is the power pin, to the one end of the 220 ohm resistor like this. Now from the other end of the 220 ohm resistor, you can connect it to any available digital input output pin of the PIC. I'm going to use the pin number D0 like this. Now guys, for the third LED, connect the power pin to the one end of the 220 ohm resistor like this. Then from the other end of the 220 ohm resistor, you can connect it to any available digital input output pin of the PIC. I'm going to use the pin number C3 like this. Now guys, these other pins, the ground pins, you just common them and send it to the common ground of the PIC like this. In this way, our hardware configuration is completed, and I have told you how I am going to program it. So let me introduce you to the hardware before we move on to the programming. So guys, this over here is our hardware. These are the 3 LEDs I am going to use, only this, and this. And this is our CH340 USB to TTL device. You can see that PIC 3 is not powered up, still the LED is on. And I have only collected the 3 wires as shown in the presentation because computer is powering up the CH340. So simple as that. And this is our PIC16F877A, and this over there is a PIC 3.5 device. This is our simple configuration. So let's move on to the micro C for PIC so we can start with the programming. So guys, this is our micro C for PIC. Let me zoom in so you guys can see better. As you can see that this is version 7.2.0. You can use a higher version as well. Higher is always better. Click on File, New Project. This window pops up, New Project Wizard. Click on Next. Write the name of the project. I write here USB to TTL tutorial full duplex by LM, Learning Microcontrollers. Now guys, this is the path where your files will be created, and this is a microcontroller you are going to use. I'm going to use the PIC16F877A, and this is a crystal connected to the pin number 13 and 14 of the PIC. I have a 20 MHz crystal over here, so I write 20 over here. Click on Next, Finish. Now guys, this window pops up. Before you do anything else, first of all, press Ctrl S to save your work like this. Now guys, the next thing is go to the right here in the micro libraries, expand it and go down. Here you have this UART library. You check mark this, expand it. Here you have this UART1 INIT. You copy this because our USB to TTL device is using UART protocol. So we are going to need the UART port of the PIC to be initialized. So in the example here you have this command UART1 I90 9600. Copy this, paste it here like this. Now guys, this is the syntax of the command which will initialize your UART pins, that is pin number 25 and 26 connected to the CH340 device. And this is the baud rate. Whatever the baud rate you set here, you should remember this, that your PIC is sending data at this baud rate. Whenever you will open a serial monitor or you will go to the send the data to the other microcontroller or anywhere, you have to remember that this is the baud rate we set. So I'm going to use a 9600, that's fine, because my data is small, so 9600 is more than enough. Now I give some initialization delay. This is not necessary, but I always suggest you give it in the one-time mode. Now let's initialize our 3 LEDs. First of all, we have an LED trace D.F1 equals to 0. Now trace is the direction register, and this is the port, and this is the pin number F1. As shown in the presentation, 0 means it's an port pin has been declared output, and if it's 1, it means the pin which is mentioned here is declared as input. So it's simple as that. Now initially the LED must be off, so we write this command port D.F1 equals to 0. So this means by default the LED will be off. Now guys, we give some initialization delay. So first LED is initialized. Now we initialize the second LED. So I copy this, paste it here. I make it D.F0 because second LED is at D0, that is shown in the presentation. Simple as that. Now guys, the second LED is initialized. Now we go for the third LED, and that is at C.F3, pin number C3. So it's C dot F3, just make it C dot F3. So this will be our third LED like this. So all the three LEDs are initialized and UART port is initialized. Now we can go to the forever loop. Now we start writing forever loop from here. While one starts from here and from here. Now guys, inside this, first of all, we will need to read the data coming from the CH340 device. For that, go to the right. Here in this, you have this command UART1 read. We are going to read the chars only, not the strings. So this is the command UART1 read. Go back, paste it here, and we will need a char which will store the value coming from the computer. So I write a char here as char read1. So read1 is our variable which will be storing the char. So instead of receive, I make it char. Now this is the syntax of the command which will read the data. Now to read the data smoothly, I suggest you always use this command. Go to the right. It will check if the read buffer is empty. This command UART1 read data ready. Now double click on this. You can read this description as well. See, to test if the receive buffer is ready for reading. So that's why it's a useful command. It will check if the receive buffer is ready to read the data, only then it will read the data. In this way, we will get the data in full form. It will not be distorted. Simple as that. Now inside this we have read one. Now we check conditions. Read one. Okay, we write if condition if read one is double equals to 1. Suppose a 1 has been sent from the computer, and as told you in the presentation as well, if the 1 is received from the computer, then it will turn on the first LED. So our first LED is over here. By default it's off. We copy this, paste it here and turn it on. While the rest of the two LEDs will remain off. So for that, just copy them here, and the second LED will remain off and the third LED will remain off. Only the first LED is off if the 1 is received. And also I told you that the PIC will send a feedback as well that the second LED is on, first LED is on. So now go to the right. Here you have this command UART write text. Now you copy this command from here, this one, and you go back, you paste it. Now this command is the syntax UART write text. It will write a text. Whatever the text is here, it will be sent to the computer. So I write that, I give some dashes, a space, so to make it look neat, and I write here that LED 1 on. Now this is nice. Now this is looking presentable as well. You can simply write whatever you want here as an indicator. And now, as I told you, it will remain on for 5 seconds. So we make it on for 5 seconds like this. See, now what is happening here is that if computer sends 1 is red, then the first LED will turn on and PIC will send a feedback that the first LED is on, and it will remain like this for 5 seconds. And then if 2 is received, then as told you in the presentation, second LED will turn on. So now here, else if 2 is received, then this LED will turn off and the second LED at F0 will turn on. And here the PIC will send that the LED 2 is on. Now else if 3 is received, then the third LED will be on while the rest of the two LED will be off like this. And the PIC will send a feedback that the LED 3 is on. Now else if something else is received, any value other than 1 to 3 is received, then all the 3 LEDs will remain off. So we copy this and we copy all this like this and paste it here, and you turn off all the 3 LEDs if none is received like this. Now the and PIC will send that no LED on, and we also, to make it look presentable, we give dashes to the right and to the left as well like this. No LED is on if nothing is received or from 1, 2 and 3. And the problem is that if we do this, then there is a possibility that read one buffer may get data due to some random reasons. So in the one time loop, we make it any value other than the one being used in the code. Now in the code we are not using Z, so I just give it Z. You can give any value other than the one being used here, like 1, 2 and 3 are being used here. You can use any value other than these. So by default it's Z. So Z is not used here, and in the else, if nothing is received, then the value is Z. Simple as that. Now this will keep the code safe from getting a noise data, like if Z is automatically generated due to noise or other reasons, now our code is saved. Because 1, 2, 3 will not be there, Z will be there because by default it's Z. Now guys, we build this code and see what happens. The code is built successfully, no errors. Let me zoom out and I open the PIC16 programmer tool. Let me zoom in again so you can see. Go to the file, import hex file. This is the file we just created. Click on write. Okay, the new file is being written. Let's get to the hardware and see what happens. Okay, let it write. Okay, I will power up the circuit using the PIC16 device. So it's powered on. Okay, that's great. No LED is on because we had sent nothing from the computer. Now what I do is that you can use any USART serial monitor. I'm going to use the USART terminal of the PIC. Go to the tools, there you have USART terminal. Here you select the COM on which you have connected your device. So let me clear any previous data I was testing with. So I click on connect. Okay, it is showing no LED. Okay, see the data is coming very fast. It's very fast, no LED on. So that's what we just wanted. Now what I do is that I send some value. Like I send a 1 from here. I send 1. See LED 1 on, and on the hardware, see that the first LED is on. Now it's off after 5 seconds. Now I send, let me zoom out so you can see a bit better. Okay, now it's better. You can see both the LEDs as well and the screen as well. Now see, I had sent nothing. It is showing no LED on. See, no LED is on. All the LEDs are off. I send a 1. See, the 1 is sent. See, it's sent, and LED 1 on. It is showing here, and the first LED is on. Now I send a 2. See, it is showing no LED on. It's very fast because we have given no delay. So once the 2 is sent, now the second LED is on. It says LED 2 on. See, and for 5 seconds remains on, then it turns off and again the code continues. Now I will send 3. Okay, let it catch up. This serial monitor is a bit slow because the code speed is extremely fast. It is sending data at a very fast rate. Okay, I connect it again. Let it connect. See, the LED 3 is on because we had sent a 3. Again I send a 3. See, again the LED 3 is on for 5 seconds, then it will turn off and again the code continues. This is a problem with the serial monitor. It is very slow, but the code is working as per our requirement. See, again no LED on, no LED on. It is waiting for the LED to turn on. I sent 2. Okay, it's sent. See, the second LED is on. It shows LED 2 on, and then it turns off, and now again the code will continue. No LED on because it's again waiting for the LED to turn on. Again I send 2. See, LED 2 on. I sent 3. So our code is working as per our expectations. Now the 3 is sent. No, 3 is not sent. Sorry, it is not mentioned. Okay, it's sent. Third LED is on. See, LED 3 on for 5 seconds. So it's simple as that, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. The code will be in the description, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you very much for your time, guys. Have a nice day.